Rescue and recovery operations are underway across Florida after Hurricane Milton made landfall as a Category 3 storm with powerful winds and life-threatening storm surge. You can see on your screen the damage is widespread. Cities like Daytona, Clearwater, Venice Beach, all heavily impacted by the storm. Milton is now well off into the Atlantic, but the devastation in Florida is immeasurable. At least 10 people have died, and officials expect that number to rise. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more on the damage from St. Petersburg.
A rescue and the recovery effort after Hurricane Milton tore through much of Florida. Crews in water up to their waists and using boats to find people who need help.
But I'm just glad we're out and to safety. And to where we can charge up our phones because I don't have any power because of my family is probably wondering where I'm at.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office sharing this video as two deputies helped a teen boy wading through floodwater. The Category 3 hurricane made landfall Wednesday night with life-threatening storm surge, powerful winds and rain. More than 3 million people without power. In St. Pete, a massive crane collapsing onto a building. Part of the roof of Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays, ripped off. From above, you can see debris littering the field. Christy Austin lives right next door.
It sounded like waves hitting our windows. I got rain up to practically my knees in my apartment. Just sounded like the ocean was hitting the windows and the water was just pouring through.
These images from Bradenton Beach, just north of Siesta Key, showing a home off its foundation. This area also hit hard by Helene. From the air, you can see the damage. Neighborhoods surrounded by flooding. Some homes obliterated. The roof caved in at this grocery store in Palm Beach County. There were also tornadoes before the hurricane even made landfall. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Milton spared Florida the worst case scenario.
Doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of damage. Doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot we're going to have to contend with. But just in terms of what we were prepped for, I think that we probably have an abundance of resources.
Vice President Harris and I have been in constant contact with the state and local officials. We're offering everything they need.
Meteorologists say Milton is the third hurricane to make landfall in Florida this year, tying the record for the most in a single season. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, St. Petersburg.
And with rescue and recovery efforts happening in Florida after Hurricane Milton, President Biden says emergency declarations have been approved for the state. As we heard just a minute ago, Biden spoke to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis this morning, reassured him again that he will provide any support the state needs to speed response and recovery. He added the Secretary of Defense has search and rescue teams in position for life-saving missions.
We're going to work with state officials to clear debris, restore power, and do it as fast as possible. The Army Corps of Engineers will pump out water and decrease flooding.
Meanwhile, recovery efforts after Hurricane Helene last week are still ongoing. Today, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas is in North Carolina meeting with local, state, and federal teams there. And today, Governor Andy Beshear thanked the Kentucky first responders who were stationed in Florida and North Carolina. The Anchorage Middletown fire crews are working active rescues in Newport Richey, Florida. The EMS crew posted on Facebook these photos saying due to tide changes, that whole area is expected to flood. In addition to crews like this, Governor Beshear said we have 4 guardsmen that are helping with communication support as well.
What you see after these disasters is you bring in resources for a limited period of time and then replace them. And of course, as you progress, the mission changes. One from search and rescue, which are the first couple days, which require a certain type of skilled training. And then it's to meeting people's basic needs of housing and food.
Beshear said our Jefferson County crews have that skilled water training, which makes them great support down there with a lot of the storm victims, that's for sure.